if you say like let them cook, it means like let them do the thing they're gonna do.
Right.
So in podcast terms, it'd probably be like an indie soliloquy about how Spider-Man cartoon movies are actually very important.
Right.
You're like, oh, he's gonna do a thing now, let him cook.
Okay.
But if you got cooked, someone did that to you at your expense. This was originally going to be like a debate podcast.
Right.
And if I won, I beat you, and I made all these good points, you got cooked.
Okay.
So to get cooked is bad.
But to
cook is good.
Is good.
Yeah.
That's very confusing.
I don't know that it is, because I think most words work like that. I don't think that's as new as kids think it is.
Oh.
I know it, and I'm a man in my 40s.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that kids are like, wait, you know what that means? It's like, yeah, we used to say that in the 90s all the time.
Words existed before your generation.
Yeah. There's a lot of things now that kids think that is of the last 4 years. But it's 30 years old.
Yeah.
It just took a while to get to like white people, I think.
Did you have really large genes as a youth?
Oh, I thought you were talking about genetics. And I was like, well, define large.
No. Like pants.
Yeah.
Okay, those are back. I saw a child at the mall this week that was wearing...
For some people, they never went away.
I know. But this was like a junior high student.
But when you say large, like I'm not in like one of those Jinko?
Yeah.
Those super wide legs, that's more like a raver type thing. In my time, at least. I was in the like hip hop styled baggy pants.
Okay,
kind of guy.
This was...
And they were way too low, and I know that now, but that's what I did.
This was like a raver gene. And I sound really old when I say that out loud, but...
I think, me explaining cooked the way I explain it, we already sound old.
Yeah,
that ship has sailed. That old ship has sailed already.
It's rickety and old, just like my bones.
I was going to say, just like my ankles.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everyone to a very special episode of I Love This, You Should Too. My name is Indy, Big Ass Jeans Randhawa, and with me is my lovely co-host. Just let her cook, everyone. It's Samantha Randhawa.
Hi. Like
You
we
said
haven't
hi?
just been... I don't know. When you
Hi,
say
everyone.
my name, I feel like I have to say hello. Feels rude not to.
You know what? I never say hi to the audience.
Hello, listeners.
Hello. How are you? Oh, that's good to hear. Or, oh, that's too bad. Either one.
Insert the appropriate response.
All right, today we are going to have probably a short episode because we have so many things to do, and it's an in-between episode. We'll each have a little spoiler-free thing of the fortnight, and then Samantha is going to let us know what to watch for next week's Big Watch. And I'm very excited because I have no idea again.
It's a whole thing.
Is it a whole thing?
It's not like a bunch of things. It's just one thing.
But it's a whole thing.
But it's going to be a whole thing.
Oh, well, now I'm really excited. Let's get going then because I want to hear about it. So first, give me your thing of the fortnight.
It's a book called The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. It is all the things that I enjoy in a book: a little escapism, a little bit of a mystery, maybe some light murder, and
some light murder.
People being fancy.
You do love books about fancy people. And then there's, some light murder. You know what? That's exactly what I would guess of what you like in a book. All the things you just said.
You know what? You give me some combination of those and I'm probably going to be happy. So this book is about a fancy, it's called The Manor. It's a resort. It's got pools. It's got healing crystals. It's got cottages. It's got a signature drink called the Manor Mule. It has a little bit of CBD oil in it.
Are you selling timeshares?
Yes. Would you like to buy one?
Kind of sounds like it. I might.
And it's just full of fancy people who want to be seen at the opening weekend. Things go great. The manor is happening, and on the Sunday morning of opening weekend, somebody finds a body, which is what I feel like all of these books eventually go to. So there's 4 different kind of streams of narrator. There's 4 different characters kind of narrating throughout the book. So I did find it like a little bit confusing like right at the beginning because it's only one narrator reading the book. So I had a kind of a hard time. It's the founder of the place, a mystery guest, someone who works in the kitchen, and the husband of a guest. And so you kind of switch between them and you get different points of view of the resort and also the evening where the person whose body had been discovered had died. So it's really interesting because you're given a really good overview of like the place, and then it feels like you know it really, really well, like you're at the resort, and then you get some twists and some turns. You get a little bit of intrigue and a lot of secrets, and I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a good escape kind of book.
I feel like we need a rating system for your picks of rich people books where there's a little bit of light murder, because you tend to be like, yeah, this one was really good.
Yeah.
How many dead bodies out of 5 does this get?
I'm going to give it 3.
3 dead bodies. Okay.
Only
pretty good.
Because it was kind of confusing in the beginning.
Because of the multiple narrators?
Because of the multiple narrators. And I didn't find that the person narrating the book, or like reading the audiobook, was changing their voice enough to kind of have 4 different streams of character happening.
So you listen to all your books and you listen to a lot of multiple narrator books.
Yes.
It is kind of the standard that there's completely different narrators usually for that, right?
Now, yes.
Yeah.
This was just one reader.
That's rare.
It is rare.
And if you have the option, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. And this, like, it came out in 2024, so I kind of assumed that there would at least most like books that aren't being put out by like huge publishers as audiobooks are at least doing like a male narrator and a female narrator, just to kind of differentiate. And then those two can do multiple voices, but it's like having one now seems kind of difficult to get my brain around because I'm so used to someone doing really complex voices, or there's multiple people.
And if you kind of just miss the first word, or assume they would say who the narrator is of this next bit, then you're like, wait, who's talking now?
Exactly. Yeah. And so then you had to like remember where we had been with the other person or what they were like. And then it kind of took me out of the story at first until I really got used to all 4 of these narrators. So that's why I'm giving it a 3 instead of a 4, because it took me a little bit of work to get into the book.
All right. 3 signature cocktails out of 5.
Yes.
I think I've complained about multiple narrator books before because it's just become kind of the standard now. And it can be used very effectively. And there's so many cool things you could do with that. But I don't feel like people are doing that. I feel like it's easier for them because they can tell you what's going on but still do everything first person. I think what you want is just write it third person then, if that's how you're going to be. If you want to be able to tell all these different stories of what's going on in different places, go third person.
I think so. I agree with you.
Seems like a bit of a crutch.
I've listened to some that have a full cast that have been really good and have utilized like music and sound effects and to like help move the story along.
Oh, you see, oddly enough, I don't think I'd like that.
I
either want a full production,
like
give me like well, then I'm just listening to a movie.
Yeah, you're just not looking at a screen.
Yeah, I think I like just read the book.
Just read the book.
Have you read anything else by this author?
Yes. So I have read 4 of this author's books. The Guest List.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
That was another fancy place.
It was, and it had a very similar kind of feel to it. There was the Paris apartment, the hunting party. Those 3 were that I read all together, and then this one just came out 2024 was 2 years ago.
It was.
Oh man, so this came out 2 years ago. I was gonna say last April, so it's the newest book from Lucy Foley.
So if you want to read about rich, fancy people getting lightly murdered, go check out The Manor? No, The Feast.
The Midnight Feast.
The Midnight Feast.
By Lucy Foley.
Is there a Midnight Feast?
I can't remember, honestly.
So I guess it's not too important.
It's not too important, no. Okay, Indy, It's your turn. What is your possibly spoiler-free, possibly not thing of the fortnight?
I'll say it's pretty much spoiler-free, but this isn't a movie that you can really spoil that much.
Okay.
I don't know. That doesn't seem too important. But my pick is the 2004. I actually thought it was quite new, but I didn't realize that's over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Remember how I just thought 2024 was last year?
Well, I thought 2004 was recent, so. The 2004 Japanese movie from Shinobu Yaguchi, Swing Girls.
Oh.
Swing Girls is a type of movie that I don't recommend nor watch very often. I think this is a family-friendly, feel-good movie.
Okay.
So it is about high school kids, specifically this group of high school girls who I think are on a summer school because they didn't do well, and they accidentally give their school's band food poisoning.
Oh.
So then, oh no, what are we going to do? We have to fill in and be the new band. Oh, but we're terrible at this, and we're very unmotivated people. And you think that's clearly where the movie's going, and then the band gets better.
Oh.
They're not going to be sick forever. So then they're like, yeah, we'll take our stuff back. And they're like, great, we didn't want it anyway. But then slowly this group that came together, they start missing it. They had something there, something that they didn't have before. So it is a similar story. There's so many sports movies, right? That it's a ragtag bunch and how are they all going to play together? No, they're great. But it does a little bit more because it has them forced into it, but then they have to come back on their own free will. And how each of them do is a little bit different, but it is that type of story. It's all girls, but there is one boy. So on some of their signs, they say Swing Girls, and then in little letters underneath, it says, and a boy. So they learn about music, specifically about jazz. There's a funny teacher who is kind of like this grumpy curmudgeon, but then we learn about his love for jazz, and there's some interesting things about his character, and this group of teenage girls learning to love it, and they're going to raise money so they can get instruments and go on this trip to perform at a concert. And of course, you have to end with a big concert. So it is very worthwhile, a very easy watch. It's light, it's funny, and it's also a really good introduction if you haven't watched a lot of Japanese comedy, because it's not heavy on slapstick or jokes or anything, but there are some sensibilities that are very different from our own, and this is a really good movie to get you started on those. A lot of the things you'll notice are kind of weird in the first bit, but then you start getting used to oh, that's how they act, and it makes sense. So you'll probably be more inclined and more ready to watch other Japanese comedies after this, because I always find that comedy is one of the hardest things to transcend language and culture. They're a little more slapsticky than us.
Okay. Yeah, because comedy can vary greatly from country to country.
Yeah, and
even
person
in
to
other
person,
languages, right? Too.
So this is a very good one. It's from 2004. It did quite well. It actually earned just as much outside of Japan as it did inside. They won a bunch of awards, nothing huge, but they got some Newcomer awards for first-time actors, because most of these people are first-time actors, and it shows, but in a good way. Nobody seems manufactured, and them learning to play these instruments over time is pretty much real, because they weren't musicians. They learned for these roles, so you can kind of see them growing into it because they actually were. So you don't have to fake that learning of playing an instrument.
That's fun. And I think that's a good way to do it, because you can tell when they're just professional musicians.
Yeah, so check it out. It's a feel-good movie. It is quite uplifting and very genuine and earnest, but it still manages to be light and goofy. It's not too self-serious. The chemistry and I'd say authenticity of this ensemble, there's no real one main character. It is about this group. I didn't even know most of their names, and it's not because I'm bad with Japanese names. You don't get them. You know what instrument they're playing, and you're like, okay, that's the one who feels this way, and you only remember them by how they look and what instrument they play. And the comedy is very rooted in character stuff, even though I said it is kind of slapsticky at times. It comes from their characters still. And the whole gradual payoff makes sense. It's not like they're instantly great at everything. You really have to work on it. So go check it out. It's somewhere between one of those uplifting underdog sports movies, but mixed with a goofy teen comedy, but not... Most teen comedies now are very like raunchy. And it's definitely not that. It's a family-friendly one. It's called Swing Girls. It's on, I believe, Tubi for free, but you can also get it from like your local library or all sorts of other places. So go watch Swing Girls. It's been recommended to me a lot, so I think it is a pretty well-loved movie, but I just caught up with it now, and I liked it quite a bit.
Nice. Okay.
All right, Sam. Now, I hear there's a whole thing you got going.
Yes.
So tell me about it.
Okay, so when this episode comes out, we'll already be a week removed from the important part of this, but this movie that I picked came out on my birthday in 1999.
Oh, it's a great year for film.
It was a great year for film. And I was like, I feel like I should do this movie because I think I really enjoyed it back then.
And your birthday, March 31st.
Yes. So it will have been last week when this comes out, but I thought that was kind of a fun little tie-in. I really liked this movie, I think, when it came out. I have not seen it in years, and I assume that you've seen it because I've heard you make reference to it, but I don't think you've seen it in years either. So we're
you
gonna
saw
rewatch
it in 99?
Yes.
And not since?
I think I saw it multiple times just because of who's in it.
Oh.
And I know...
Are we watching The Matrix?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's not where I thought you were going. You chose The Matrix. Yes, I of course, have seen The Matrix.
Yes.
This is a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Wow.
So this is going to be quite the episode next week. But
so when it's your turn to pick, I kind of look at it as I get a little bit of a break.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to write an essay.
Oh, there's going to be
I
an
don't
essay.
have to do any
work.
Philosophical readings.
Right.
But you're picking The Matrix, and woo, that one is deep with philosophy.
Deep with philosophy. So I also thought that this would be good because I thought you'd be right there with some hot takes. So,
man.
And it has your favorite Larry Fishburne in it. So
yeah, Larry.
And my favorite, Keanu Reeves.
Yep.
So we're gonna watch The Matrix. I'm really interested to see how it kind of holds up over the years, and we're just gonna do that.
I have seen it after 99, but I don't think I've seen it after maybe 2006.
That's probably where I am too, because my stepdad Eric loved the Matrix movies. We had the
box set. A lot of people did.
We had the full box set.
Oh wait, movies?
Movies.
Oh, then I disagree.
Well, you can.
Should we watch
all of
them? I haven't seen the new one.
Oh, me neither. Yeah. Okay, let's watch all. Let's do it.
And each one's going to be its own episode?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sorry,
this is a whole thing.
Took over like 6 weeks of the podcast.
5?
5
4.
weeks of the podcast. Is it? I don't actually know how many movies I just said.
I guess, do we do the Animatrix?
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Animatrix, I thought, was actually quite good. Much of it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's just start doing the Matrixes.
All right, wow.
The Matrices.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, sorry. This turned into more of a thing than I thought it was going to. But yeah, we should probably just be completionists about it and do it.
All right. Well, we are going to do some Matrix movies We'll get back to you if we're doing the Animatrix, because that's a little bit different.
Okay.
But next week for sure. We know we're watching
The Matrix.
The Matrix.
From 1999, starring Keanu Reeves and
Carrie-Anne Moss.
Carrie-Anne Moss. I was thinking
Larry Fishburne.
Carrie Fisher.
Hugo Weaving.
Joe
Pantoliano. Joey Pants.
Joey Pants, yes. Yeah. And we will find out if it holds up after all these years.
So first, thoughts, predictions? Will it hold up?
I think it might look a little old just because it's supposed to be futuristic, and we're kind of already in the future.
That's the thing. You can never be in the future.
Wow. Well, we're in the future that we were thinking about when The Matrix was being made, I feel.
Where we just use humans as batteries?
Yeah.
Well, essentially, we're just the batteries of capitalism, man.
Yikes.
I feel like it will hold up. The only things that I'll be like, oh, that's not great. It's because they were so overdone because of this movie.
Yes.
This movie brought a lot that people then just ripped off and didn't do as well.
Yeah. They started a lot of things.
They did.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see how it looks now. And then also how the future, quote unquote, technology, the future has aged.
I think, you know what? I was just going to start talking about the look of the movie from memory, but that's for next week. So I'm not going to say anything. Let's go watch The Matrix.
Okay. So there is nowhere good to watch The Matrix unless you have Crave. So go to your local library because I'm sure they still have lots of copies of it.
Or send us an email.
And we will help you out.
And we should watch my cardboard box DVD. This was one of the big DVDs when DVDs were starting out.
Yeah.
This is kind of the DVD. As Lion King was to VHS, I feel Matrix was to DVDs.
Actually, yeah. I feel like this is when people were really starting to buy them.
Yeah. And there was making of stuff on the disc.
Oh,
people
featurettes.
loved that. I loved it too. I loved watching those. But what I hated was I was making like low budget junk movies at the time, and everyone would watch a making of thing, and they're like, hey, you know what? I'm going to start making movies too. And I was like, oh, yeah, go for it.
Go for it. Try it out.
It's just not, you don't just go do it.
Just go do it, yeah.
Well, I guess you kind of do, but they didn't. Anyways, I'm excited to watch it. And do we know how many Matrix movies there are? Are there 4?
There is Matrix, Matrix Reloaded.
That one was mediocre, I think.
The Matrix Revolutions.
I think that one was bad.
The Matrix Resurrections.
That's the new one from a couple years ago.
Yes, from 2021. And then the Animatrix. So we have 4 of the non-animated ones, and then we will make a call on the final one.
All right. Yeah, we'll see if we're Matrixed out.
Yeah, we might be done with it, but we will see.
I feel like the Animatrix might be, oddly enough, the most prescient.
So 3 of the 5 Matrix movies came out in 2003.
5?
Well, yeah, the Matrix.
Oh, yeah, Animatrix. Sure.
Yeah, and Animatrix. They were released in May and October of 2003.
Okay.
Which is
wow.
That's really fast.
That is.
I think they were probably we need to capitalize on the hotness of the franchise. So we're just going to give you as many Matrix as you can handle.
And you know what? We're going to give you all the Matrix you can handle as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's go watch a bunch of Matrix movies.
Woohoo! Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
I cannot remember what it's called. Hang on. Close Goodreads failing.
This vanilla in this Earl Grey is very good.